As the state begins to open up, all eyes are on the fall, with parents wondering what school will be like and if their older kids will be going off to college or learning online. Some colleges have already announced they'll continue with remote learning, while others, like Western New England University, are making plans to open up. Carolee McGrath spoke with Bryan Gross, the Vice President of Enrollment Management and Marketing, to find out about the plans.
Well, first and foremost, we know that a Western New England University education is built on the personal relationships that are built between our faculty and our students. And we also know that our current students and our prospective students are really anxious to come back. And so we have been developing and are continuing to work on a comprehensive plan to open up in the fall to allow our students to return to campus. There's a couple core principles that are guiding our plan. First and foremost, the health and safety of our students, faculty, and staff are at the forefront, and we're committed to following state and federal regulations. But we believe, based on our scenario planning, that we can have students in our residence halls and that we will be able to offer courses on campus, respecting social distancing, respecting the standards for cleanliness, and then a very detailed plan that involves testing and isolation so that we can deal with any members of our community who may need to be isolated for a number of reasons.
When you talked about having kids back in the residence halls, tell me, what is that going to look like? Will they still be able to dorm, 2 by 2, or are things going to change a bit?
Yeah, right now, all we can go on is based on the current regulations, and the current regulations are telling us that we're allowed to have 2 students per residence hall. We also, though, are offering students the opportunity for singles as well. So at this time, we have a mix. We have a good number of students who are interested in living in double rooms and also in singles. The great advantage at Western New England University is we have such a wide variety of residential options. So we have suite style residents, we have apartment style residents, we have condominiums on campus, and then again, we offer these premium single options. So far, our students and families have been really positive in responding to our variety of options, and are also feeling optimistic that they'll be here in the fall.
And how will those plans change? You mentioned cleanliness, which, of course, on a college campus, I think, and any mother would say, what are the bathrooms going to look like? How are you going to adapt what you already do anyway in the midst of this crisis?
Absolutely. Well, we're definitely going to be ramping up our cleaning protocols with our professional cleaning staff. But the other piece is education. And so all of our faculty, staff, and students are going to be required to go through a COVID-19 education seminar or course. And part of that education is going to be everybody's personal responsibility to also, not only protect themselves, but protect others. And so we've been having really important conversations about a social contract that we all have to keep each other safe. And so these are the things that we've been hearing and reading about making sure that we're staying home when we're not feeling well, making sure that, of course, we're wearing personal protective equipment, in the form of face masks. Again, not just for ourselves, but to protect the members of our community. And if you think about it, we are an educational institution. And so the situation that we're dealing with, while certainly not ideal, does provide us an opportunity to provide really important education to the members of our community. And hopefully we can all learn and grow from that education.
And I think a lot of people, especially those kids going back to college, have been concerned watching what's been going on around the country. The California State University system decided to stick with remote learning. Other colleges have done that as well. So after you made this announcement, I think, some people might have, breathed a sigh of relief.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, we need to be really honest. We need to be honest with each other and with everybody out there. We are feeling optimistic that we can open, but I think a key buzzword that we've all been hearing is scenario planning. And so we have a number of different scenarios in place so that we will be fully prepared. If something does happen beyond our control at any point over the summer and the fall, our faculty are committed. They're training, they're dedicated, they're learning, and they will be able to deliver a Western New England University education in a really high-touch, personal manner, even if we are forced to use some of the modern technologies that are made available to us. And so, those discussions are ongoing. We have a phased communication plan that we're going to be incorporating to inform our community. And I think that works best because we have to be utilizing and synthesizing the information that's coming to us externally and then responding with the most modern and appropriate response to what's happening.
Are you going to be adjusting your schedules at all? I know Notre Dame and I think even Sacred Heart down in Connecticut is looking at having the students start in August and be done by Thanksgiving break. I know that's one of the options that some of the schools are looking at. Are you looking at scenarios where it's possible that you'll be adjusting schedules?
Yeah, we are looking at scenarios. We haven't made any firm decisions. We expect, within the next 2 to 3 weeks that we'll have a final decision along any changes to the academic calendar. I think the other important thing that we're exploring is move-in day options. And so how do we do that safely? How do we provide enough advance opportunity for families to come to campus, move to campus in small groups so that they're not around a lot of other people, but that they can still enjoy, the kind of connection that students and families have when they come and move their belongings into a residence hall and they can set things up. So yeah, absolutely. We're evaluating a number of these scenarios. And I think what we've all been faced with during this, with this pandemic is that we've got to take information quickly, synthesize it, and then make quick decisions. And we're prepared to do that.
What about sports?
Yeah, right now we've been following guidance from the NCAA. Right now, what we know from the NCAA is that it's really up to the individual university to decide on what their plan is going to be. So Western New England is engaging in active conversations with the other members of our collegiate conference. And we are hopeful that we will be able to have athletic participation on our campus. Now, we certainly know there are certain elements of what a sport environment looks like that are likely not going to be the same, such as having, bleachers packed with, students and family members. We know that there's going to need to be social distancing and other members taking place. But at this point, we're very hopeful to have a full range and schedule of athletic competition this fall and winter and spring for that matter.
Do you anticipate having incoming freshmen maybe defer this year? I know other schools are kind of faced with that as well as they look to the future.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility. And, I think every family is evaluating what's happening with COVID-19 and making the decision that's best for their individual family. I will tell you, we have, over 720 families that have already made their firm commitment that they are coming and joining us on the fall. And our preferred deposit deadline is this Monday, June 1st. And we have, at least another 100 families that are talking with us actively, asking us questions and letting us know that the decision is forthcoming. But we want to work with families along all ranges of the continuum. So we talked about living on campus as being a viable option, but we're also talking to a lot of families about the opportunities to commute to Western New England. And you may be seeing out there, we have a Stay Local, Go Far campaign where we're really telling families, we're going to work with you straight through August 15th. We're accepting new applications. We're working with our current admitted students, and we want to give every family as much time as they need to get the information that they need to decide. Are they ready to fully commit and enroll full time? Do they want to start at Western New England part-time? Or do they want to defer for a semester or a year? And, as a father of 3 children, I have to say, every family has to make that decision that makes the most sense for them. I don't think there's any one size fits all.